If you're a fan of both heavy metal music and modelling, you're probably already more than aware of Revell's 1 to 144 scale Iron Maiden Ed Force 1 from the Book of Souls World Tour. Now this was a reboxing of a much older kit, and all they did was replace the decals with the ones, the Iron Maiden livery. It's not without its issues, this kit, but if you spend time, patience on it and a lot of work, it does come out to be a nice little model. I did do a video build before of this. It's one of my older videos, so you have to excuse the quality of it, but I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box below so you can see the build and the little ups and downs I had in building this kit. And now Revell have gone and done it again for Iron Maiden fans and heavy metal fans in general. Hello, welcome back to the Adrian Project. I'm Adrian with a face for radio, and on today's episode I'm going to be doing a plain talking review of Revell's 1 to 32 scale Spitfire MkII Iron Maiden Aces High kit. So, cue the music. Okay, so just to let you know, if you hear any weird noises outside Britain at the minute, we're getting as arse as kicked by Storm Keira Knightley, wherever they've decided to call it, and it keeps trying to snow as well, which is all lots of fun. British weather for you. Anyway, back to the kit. So Revell's 1/32 scale Spitfire MkII Iron Maiden Aces High kit. Now I do know for a fact this is another reboxing of the 2016 release. I know when that came out it was a new moulding, so I am holding up a lot of high expectations for the kit. I'm expecting it to go together really well, and obviously Revell have come on leaps and bounds with their kits anyway from how they were in the old days. It's totally sealed. I haven't opened it yet. I had this for Christmas. I thought I'd wait so I could share the opening with you all. Just have a quick look around the box. It's a lovely picture there of Eddie flying his Spitfire. You've got a picture down there. You get two Eddies with this. You can either have him as the pilot in the plane, or you could have him stood next to the plane. On the back of the box, we have got nice pictures of the model mated up and all the usual bump that comes with Revell boxes. So without further ado, let's open the box. There we go, and yes, it's a side opener, but I'm one of those modelers. I don't care if it's a side opener, it's a box is a box. And there's too many people on YouTube crying like babies because it's a side opener, they don't like them. Well, just sellotape the end up and cut the lid off the box, it's no problem. But that's me, so here we go, let's have a look at the contents inside. There's so much in it. Right, here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 poly bags with the parts in. We've got a bag with paints, glue and a paintbrush, and we've got the instructions, and the decals should be in here as well. Yep, and there's the decals. So, as I usually do, I'm going to undo the bags, so I'm going to make less time, getting into the parts, and I'll be right back and we can have a look at the parts and the instruction manual. Okay, so I've got all the parts out of the bag. Not unbagged these, but you do get a small pot of glue, one of their standard paint brushes, which, to be honest, aren't the great, not the best, but they're okay when you want to come to weathering or anything like that. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pots of their paint, which from what I've heard are really good paints actually, so that's a plus. Right, so look at the instruction manual. I don't think we can call this the new style anymore, can we? It's been out now for the past 2 or 3 years, this style of manual, so it's now the standard one. So it's a standard Revell manual. Got a nice picture on the front with the made up aircraft, and they've got Eddie in the pilot seat and Eddie stood next to it. Okay, so first pages, we've got the usual safety instructions, what all the little icons mean. Moving on, pages 4 and 5, we're on to the paint guides. They still insist on using a lot of these mix your own colours, and I'm sure if you look around and you do a bit of detective work on the internet, you can find companies that's got these colours made up already as standard. So it's up to you whether you want to do their way of doing it and mixing, or just go out and buy the colour already mixed. I'd sooner do that than sit mixing and getting wrong shades, because usually what you find, you don't do enough, and then you come to mix up a second batch and it's never the same shade as the first one that you put on, is it? So there we go, let's get for all of that. On to pages 6 and 7, we've got a sprue map on there. So that's all the parts, fuselage halves, wings, top halves of the wings. Then we've got all the parts here. There are 134 parts to this kit. It's a level 4 kit. So straight away, number 1, you're making up your eddies. Giving you all the paint call outs. That's doing his head. Fitting the arms and the head to the body. And that's if you want him as the pilot. Okay, then on to section number 4. We actually start on the build. It looks like we've got instrument panels there, fitting on the gun sights, I think that is there. Moving our way through, it's doing a lot of work on the cockpit. I think it is a well detailed cockpit, this is actually. I have seen videos of it being made up just as a normal Spitfire standard, and it does make up into a nice little kit. If you want to go down the route of aftermarket, there's plenty of aftermarket parts as well for the interior of the cockpit. So that's all the cockpit done. Putting that into the two fuselage halves and making them together. Then you're moving on to the wings with the wheel wells, fitting the wings, vertical stabilizers, ailerons and the such. That's your tail on there, that's your flaps there, more vertical stabilizers. Then we're going on to the underside. We're putting the engine cover on under the bottom. Here you get the option of if you want flaps down or if you want your flaps up, all depends if you're having your wheels up and down, I should imagine, on that. Moving on, we're going on to the air scoops. exhausts, fitting a few clear parts there, which I would definitely leave till last off. And we're onto the wheels. If you're going to be having it wheels down, you do it, make your wheels down so you've got it like that. Okay, it's moving on. Then you've got your cockpit glass. All that's going to be needing masking off. When it comes to painting it, and it's telling you to use some thread for the aerial wire there. Telling you not to glue the cockpit glass there, so I'm assuming it'll be movable if you're careful with it. With the painting, you may have to scratch some of the paint that you put down out of the groove, because otherwise I don't think it's going to move backwards and forwards. That's doing the propeller, and you just snap it on, you just shove it on there. This part here is doing Eddie's head. This is for the version if you're having him just stood. Then we get on to the paint call, the paint options there. This is the Aces High cover version, which appeared on the Aces High single cover. That's for the markings there. And on this side, you've got the stage version, which they used last year on Visions of the Beast tour, I think it was, and they had full-size replica of Eddie's Spitfire above the stage, and you can do it that version as well. You've got both the paint call outs of that, so that means I'm going to have to go out and buy another kit, because I want to do both versions. What I'd do actually is, for the stage version, if I could find some 1/32 scale figures, just any figures that I could fashion in, scratch build and make them look like members of the band, I might go down that route and have a kind of little diorama with it. I don't know, but I definitely want to buy this a second kit so I can do both versions. Okay, so that's one of my hairs. We don't want that, do we? Off we go. Right, let's have a look at the decals. Here we go. Decals are printed in Italy, so I'm just wondering if they are cartograph. Some really nice decals there. They all seem to be in register. The one grumble I do have is when they do the roundels, then you have to put the red roundel in the middle. Drives them up the wall, that does. What's the point? Because you have to get it absolutely bob on, or else it's just gonna look wrong, isn't it? You have to get it smack in the centre, and it can be a bit of a nightmare. I've had it before where I've put the red part in the roundel, thought that that's job done, gone away to let it dry, come back, and it's actually slipped down and the air turned blue. Fantastic. So okay, so that's the instructions, the decals, and all the paint you get. So let's now have a look at all the plastic. Okay, so first off, we've got sprues A, B, C and D. So sprues A and B, I've got the fuselage halves on. Try and get that so you can see some of the detail on it. Looks really nice. It's engraved detail panels on there. They are very shallow as well. You have got rivet detail on there as well, so you don't have to get the riveter out, which is great. Looks absolutely nice detail on that. So on the flip side, all the ejector pin marks are out the way, and we have Revell 2014, so it's 2014 release. I thought it was 2016. Could have won best model in 2015. I'm thinking about that, so got that bit wrong, but that's by the by. So we've got the other fuselage half as well. The engraved detail there is okay. It's not tailing out or anything. It's uniform all the way around, which is good. Let's have a look at this. This is the lower wing half. It's just one full section. Again, we've got 2014 on there. Looks very nice. That fine detail on there. Some lovely detail on that actually. Try and make it so you can see some lovely detail on that. Of course, as usual, I'll be doing a photo montage of the parts, so hopefully I can get a closer look at these. This is the upper wing halves. You've got a bit of a wheel well there. Not a great deal of detail to shout about. It could go do it up a little bit with some scratch building, I suppose, but detailing on the top of the wing carried on. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that looks great. Let's have a look at some more parts. Let's drag these over. Okay, so now we've got, this is Sprue G. It's got your vertical stabilizers and your tail on there. There is some, I think that goes around in the cockpit. I'm not sure if that's where the seat attaches to. Again, some nice detailing on it. It's all lovely. Ejector pin marks. There's a couple of ejector pin marks there. Now, if these are wheel covers, then they're going to have to be worked, but they are pretty shallow, so a couple of swipes of the sanding stick should take care of them. I don't think they're too bothersome that. All the other ejector pin marks are out of the way, so we're not going to cry about them. This is Sprue F. Got some more detail in here. That's for the instrument panel. Just get that there. That's some nice little detail on there. You got the flaps, and we have flash. And in this case, flash, I don't love you, but that's nothing that a swipe of a fresh blade won't get rid of. It's pretty flimsy. It's actually coming off when you touch it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, and it is on the scoop there, but they are large parts. I can't see any flash on any of the smaller parts, which is good. So that's that one, and on to this one. We've got wheel covers. That's the underside of the engine there. We've got the exhausts, which are two halves together. You glue them together, so I don't think you'll need to drill out the holes. I think they'll be already there, which is great. This part here, that's your spinner, the propellers, which I've not seen. Oh, there we go. It's on these, so panic averted. No, what's that? Oh yeah, it's coming off here. There we go. I've got this is Sprue H. We've got some really fine pieces there. I think they may be machine gun covers for the wings. I'm not sure. Could be another H there. So that is a repeated sprue, and these two Sprue S are repeated as well. So you've got two halves of the wheels there, and you've got the propellers there, and the propellers on that look okay. Not seeing any sink marks. Propellers on there look Okay, that's no stink marks on that one either. Get a little bit of detail on the wheel there. All very nice. Okay, the other sprue we've got our eddies. So we've got the eddy just standing up on that side, and you got your pilot eddy on this side. It's all very nice. We've got his, there's his face there, see if we can get him on. Some nice detailing on his face. So that's all very nice. We've got two heads for the price of one. There we go. There's the other head. Okay, fantastic. And finally, we have got our clear parts. They look okay. They do. There's not much distortion in them. Nothing to write home about. That never really bothers me anyway, because I don't enter my models to competitions or anything, so it's no big deal to me whether they distort or not, just as long as they look the part. I've been at 1/32 scale as well. It's not going to be too hard to mask off. Fantastic detail. So I've got some lights, and there we go. So we'll have a quick look at the photo montage, and then I can give my final thoughts. So there we have it. Revell's 1/32 scale Spitfire MkII Iron Maiden Aces High kit. Now, like I said before, this is reboxing, and I have seen other YouTubers build this kit, and it makes a nice little kit. Absolutely lovely kit, some nice engraving on it. I think the engraving may be a little shallow, so I'm going to have to be careful how you apply your paint. There was flash on a couple of the parts, which did surprise me, because this is a newish release, 2014, so it's like 5-6 years old. So really, it shouldn't have flash on it, should it really? But there we go. It was only two small parts, so I can't grumble too much. It's the Iron Maiden aeroplane. It's iconic. If you're into metal, you're just going to want it for that. That's why I wanted it. As soon as I saw it released, I thought, I want that. Now I know you can do two versions of it. I'm going to have to go out and buy another one of these. It's going to have to be done, sorry. But with all that in mind, it should make into a great little kit. Same again, you take your time, you sort out the problem bits. Whether you want to go down the aftermarket route is up to you. It's extra expense. The cockpit interior to me looks like it's going to be fine, going to be well enough, and especially if you're going to be putting the Eddie figure in it, it is going to be covering up a lot of it anyway. So with all that in mind, I'd like to give this kit 4.5 Evil Ednas. And that's the end of yet another episode. If you've built this kit yourself, I'd like to hear from you in the comment section below. Let me know how it went together. Does it go together like an absolute dream? Or are there parts of it that have you pulling your hair out? Because mine's receding. I don't need to be losing any more hair than is naturally possible. Okay, so with that in mind, many thanks for watching, and if you've not done so already, could you please subscribe to our channel? It's all very much appreciated. And as well, can you share and like my videos too, and don't forget to ring that little notification bell so you know when my next videos come up. So with that in mind, once again, many thanks for watching, and here's to seeing you all again next time for the next episode of the Adrian Project.